JJ, I have an idea. Let's fly into space today. I think it will be a lot of fun.
I think this is a very cool idea. Look here. There are space stations and a lot of things are located. I think it will be really very cool fun. But first, let's go to a special room where we will put on a spacesuit and everything we need so that we can live in space. Now you and I will go into that building, put on everything we need for the flight into space, and then we'll go with you into the rocket and fly to wherever we want. It'll be really fun.
Great! You and I have put on special equipment that will allow us to live in space and breathe normal air. Now we are ready to fly into space. Let's go faster with you into this special rocket. There we will press special levers with you, and then it will fly high into the sky. And there we are. Let's start our journey through space. I'm sure that it will be very exciting and incredible, because I've never been in space before, and I don't know how everything works there. And what could be waiting for us there? But we need to be prepared that some monsters might attack us. Great! We hit all the levers, and now we can fly into space! How cool we are flying on this rocket!
Look, you and I flew to Mars, the red planet about which I read a lot at school but never saw it alive. It's incredible. You and I were able to get here, look, just not far from our rocket. There is a Martian settlement. Quickly, let's go there and explore the whole village. Also, let's get acquainted with Martians. I think they will tell us something interesting about space. And maybe they will even share some new technologies. And this will be really cool and useful for us, so we can somehow improve our village and help our residents live better. I'm already in such anticipation. I really want to meet all of them. And after all, I've only seen Martians on TV before. And in books, it turns out they're real. I think that we can go up to this house, knock and meet the Martian who lives here.
Hello, people. Have you come to us on the Earth itself? We have only seen you on TV and read in newspapers. But it turns out you are real. This is simply incredible. I am so glad to see people from planet Earth. This is just incredibly cool. This is our village in which we live, and we are very happy that you flew to us. If you want to spend the night, then I will give you 2 houses in which you can spend the night, because at night it is very cold and scary here.
How cool it is that the Martians gave us houses so we could spend the night here. It's just incredible and cool. Well, we slept well and are now ready to continue our journey through space. We saw a Martian village here and met the Martians themselves, and I'm still in shock that they really exist. But unfortunately, we have very little time to travel throughout space. So we need to head to the rocket. Thank you very much for flying us to your houses. It was very cozy, and I had a great time sleeping. I have never slept on everyone before, and now I can brag about it. But now we need to hurry to our rocket because we still have a lot of planets that we wanted to fly in and see how everything works there and who can live there. It's just the coolest trip of my entire life.
It's great. You and I flew to the moon. It's just incredible. I've always dreamed of visiting the moon. After all, before I only saw it from the ground, and it seemed to me so small and tiny, but it turned out to be simply incredibly gigantic. Let's quickly go to the treatment station of the moon. There are many inhabitants and others there. People we know there. We will be calmer and safer. There is normal oxygen. There are a lot of people. I'm sure there will be work there. How to help other people. How cool it is to be here and see all this. It's just incredible. Imagine you and I are on a completely different planet. Then while our dear one is somewhere far away, and you and I are here in space. So there are so many different houses here, many scientists who walk around and do all sorts of different research that I don't even know what we should do. But it seems that there are no crops here at all, and people there is nothing to eat, and that's why they are so sad. It seems to me that you and I will need to help them somehow and make normal beds here and plant food so that the residents here don't know how to starve, and everything is fine with everyone.
I completely agree with you. I just can't take my breath away from how beautiful and cool it is here. And I never could have imagined that I would be at a lunar research station where the smartest scientists from all over the world are gathered here, who study the soils here, watch the stars, and understand them usefully. Is this a planet for life? This is just so incredible. Cool. I couldn't even believe that this could happen to me. What a cool idea it was to fly on a rocket through space and study everything that is here. This is simply the best thing that you and I have ever come up with. I'm so glad to be doing all this that I just can't help but be glad that you and I are doing all this together. How cool it is to communicate with all these residents.
This is really very cool. But you know, I think that they should help. And now, we will build a very large garden bed on which different food will grow, thanks to which all these scientists will be able to live. But they are so busy studying this whole moon and everything that happens in space that they don't have time to make these beds. So you and I will help them so that they live well and everything is fine with him. You and I will really repeat ourselves well now, and we will make a very large bed so that there will be enough for absolutely everyone here to eat and start for a long time. Because when we fly away, they will fly away again. They will be busy with their own affairs. And so they will already have a garden bed on which different food will grow, and this will help them survive. I think this is a very cool contribution to the history of mankind, that scientists who studied the moon and space helped it survive. This is simply incredible. I never could have thought that I can do such incredible things.
You and I built a really cool garden bed and planted a lot of trees so that later we could dig them up and make tools out of these. And while they are growing, they can give oxygen to everyone who is here. Now I have an idea. Come with you here next to some... Let's build a small underground house so that you and I can spend the night there and not sleep on the street in the middle of this whole complex. I think this is a great idea. And it will be really cool when we make our own house out of all iron and make an open view of the roof so that when we slept, we saw the starry sky and space on the moon. What could be even better? Probably only that. Now I spend all this time with my best friend. And it's so incredible and exciting that I simply have no words. Because when will we return to Earth with you? No one will believe us that you and I were on Mars, we saw Martians, and that you and I were on the moon and helped scientists. To survive and also study space, it all sounds simply incredible.
I completely agree with you. It's a super good idea to build an underground house with an open roof so we can see the whole moon. It will be the best night of my life. I'll fall asleep and look at the stars, but I won't see the moon because I'm on it. It sounds so simple. Funny, it's so cool and fun. We need to build a really high-quality house with you so that it's warm and everything is secured securely so that you and I don't die. And also so that some lunar monsters that live here can't get to us. We know that you are for sure. Therefore, we need to do everything very carefully and well, and also not be distracted by some factors that may not be important. We need to do it very beautifully and classily so that it is convenient for us to be here. And then it will be just an incredibly cool house.
You know that we have a task later than to build this house, and so we have almost completed it. But I saw here there is one worker who is also standing idle. Hey, resident, go deserve our house while let's do other important things.
Great. Now that resident will complete our mega cool house in which we will have a great time. Now let's go to the head of this village and tell him what we did. Hello? The main resident in this research expedition, we built you a whole garden so that you have the food that you need. You could eat because I understand that you have very little time for this. And we also built a lot of trees so that you have more oxygen and so that you can make something out of it. And also in the future, we will make you a pen here where there will be different animals, the inhabitants of which you will also be able to eat everything.
Great. And now is the time when we have bone meal to collect all the harvest that is here. Now we are collecting a lot of harvest, and then the scientists will have a lot of food, and they will be able not to be distracted from their very important tasks. We put them here in a chest so that it lasted for a very long time, and then they will make new food for themselves. They also need to collect trees that have already grown and plant new ones so that they also have supplies. Trees then, when we do all this for them, it will be much easier for them to live. How cool you and I are, and well done. We care about the scientists who study space and the moon, and this is worthy of real respect. I still can't believe that you and I are on the moon and doing cool and important things for the entire planet Earth.
I completely agree with you. It's a very cool and fun hobby. It's the coolest adventure we've had in our entire lives. How cool it is to fly on a rocket and visit different planets. It's more fun than anything in the world. And how cool it is that you and I are doing such a useful thing. You and I have collected a lot of them, and now we are dripping trees so that new ones can grow later. And so that there are enough scientists who are here on the moon. This is the coolest thing we could do with you.
And I also have a very good idea. Let's build a pen right now where the animal will be. But instead of this terrible hard floor, we need to make them land with grass so that they can walk here and eat for it just like at home. I'm just in shock. We are now with You Will Make It Legal. No, that is, on the moon there will be cows, blue sheep, and all such animals. This is simply incredible.
Wow, look, this resident has finally completed the very cool basement that you and I were talking about. True, he misunderstood me a little and built for us not a house, but just some kind of warehouse because there are no beds here and it will be inconvenient to install everything. But at least it looks beautiful. Yeah, what a pity that he built something completely different from what we needed. But in any case, I'm glad that she did it. And now they have extra space. And you and I can also run around and see how cool it is here. But, you know, it seems to me that we've already completed all the tasks on the moon. And therefore, I propose now to collect all the things and get into the rocket and fly further to where you and I want.
Great! You and I are in a rocket, and we can fully launch it. We press the levers, something strange is happening. It seems, oh no! Our rocket is broken, and now you and I can't return to Earth. But I think you and I will now come up with a plan on how to fix it.
You don't have to worry about a small breakdown here that you and I will now fix very quickly. Please give me all the materials so that I can quickly fix our rocket. First, we need to put the glass back in so that in space we feel normal and nothing happens to us. Make it very carefully so that it's good. It sits where it was, and I'll also fix some wires that I shorted, which is why this situation happened with the rocket. But don't worry, everything is already fine. And now, you and I can return to the rocket and fly home. I pressed all the levers and the rocket took off. Great. We were able to fix it, and it launched again. I already want to go home quickly.
Yoo-hoo, you and I finally arrived on Earth again. How good it is to be at home and feel the Earth under your feet and not fly off somewhere into space. It was really cool.
Guys, you made a really cool contribution to our cosmos. You helped scientists on the moon so much that now they have made a lot of cool discoveries thanks to you. Take a lot of money for what you have done. Such a long way and so much good work.
It was a really cool adventure in which you and I saw many parts of space and visited different planets. But now let's go change into normal clothes.
I completely agree with you. It was just an incredible adventure in which you and I had fun and helped the scientists on the planet Moon who are studying it.